Nope. Yeah, okay. Hello, welcome to I Drink and I Know Things, episode 19. I plead the fifth. That's right. I'm not going to say anything incriminating. Won't tell you nothing about when I was shoplifting in middle school. Nothing like that. No. All right. I'm joined by Sherardi, our favorite bitch.
Terrible person.
I said it, bitch. And also MC. MC, the Mueller report came out.
Yes, it did.
You have some questions, don't you?
Oh yeah, yes. I've got some serious questions about this now because inside of the Mueller report. All right.
Well, how about we read the fifth? Because who actually knows what the fifth is?
Okay.
Everybody should, but go ahead.
Well, everybody that should. In your server, anyways. But does everybody actually know it?
So go ahead, Sherardi, read the Fifth Amendment.
No person shall be held to answer for a capital or otherwise infamous crime unless on a presentment or indictment of a grand jury, except in cases arising in the land or naval forces or in the militia when in actual service in time of war or public danger, nor shall any person be subject for the same offense to be twice put in jeopardy of life or limb, nor shall be compelled in any criminal case to be a witness against himself, nor be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor shall private property be taken for public use without just compensation.
Okay, thank you. Now to the questions that I want answered. All right. First of all, the Mueller report really had very little and surprising to me. All right. It did accuse the president of having discussions about possibly firing Mueller, but he never did it. Okay. So which is where the leftist is going to go. See, this proves that it's obstruction. He wanted to fire Mueller, but he didn't.
What's wrong with firing somebody that is under your employ?
Well, what's wrong with firing somebody that's engaging in a witch hunt? It should be, against you. As far as I'm concerned, that's normal, right? Was the president upset about the Mueller probe? Of course, the president was upset about the Mueller probe.
Yeah, but the thing is, MC, don't all federal employees work at the behest of the president? He has the right to fire them.
Well, no, not all federal employees work at the behest of the president. But in the case of the Justice Department, yes, everybody within the Justice Department works at the behest of the president. That is true. And yes, he does have the authority to fire. He does have the authority to fire more, and he could.
Right. So what we're going to do here, guys, is we're going to play a little game. I'm gonna be Mueller, and MC.
In your dreams, you wish you could make that much money.
So, I know, right? By the way, we have Green Labs. Thank you, Sherardi, for reminding me to kill myself. But let's see if this will be his reactions if he's ever actually called in front of Congress or
they said that we're going to call him in front of Congress. Please put Mueller in front of Congress, because he's got some serious answers to. He's got some serious questions that need to be answered. Okay, and we'll start with this one, Mr. Mueller. Mr. Mueller, in your report, you have documented the association with Fusion GPS, correct?
Yes.
All right. In this document, you document the Steele dossier as being part of this. Is that correct?
Yes.
Did you investigate the validity of the Steele document?
I I believe somebody below me investigated that.
So somebody below you. Who would that person be?
I guess he would mention a name here. I don't know a name.
Okay. So, and during this investigation, you found out that the Steele dossier was purchased by the Clinton campaign. You also learned that Mr. Steele, all right, was reported to be a considerably anti-Trump individual. Is that correct?
To the best of my knowledge, yes.
Okay. What evidence aside from the Steele dossier was used to begin the counterintelligence investigation against the Trump administration?
It should be listed in the report. If it's not, then no other evidence.
No other evidence. Okay, so you have no other evidence. Okay, so you were tasked to look into Russia collusion with interference with the U.S. election. Is that correct?
The Russians did it. Yeah, that's correct.
That's correct. Okay, that's correct. Okay, during that, you've also documented in the report that there was a meeting between a Russian asset and Trump Jr. in the so-called Tower meeting. Correct?
Yes.
Now, we know that this person that is considered your Russian intelligence operative also met with the director of Fusion GPS before and after the Trump Tower meeting. All right. Considering that Fusion GPS was the main conduit for opposition research by the Hillary campaign, did you follow up and investigate whether or not the Hillary Clinton campaign was colluding with the Russians?
That would be the job of the investigating agent.
Okay. You would have given that any information of that over into another person. Is that correct? You were tasked with investigating Russian collusion. Did you hand off that task to another group?
It's not handing off the task if it's someone within the department.
Okay, then are you saying that there's an investigation into the Hillary campaign with colluding with the Russians?
I plead the fifth.
So you're pleading the fifth. So did you hand over any documents concerning the Hillary Clinton campaign and collusion with the Russians, seen as the Russian asset has direct connections to the Hillary campaign through Fusion GPS?
Under advisement of my attorney, I plead the fifth.
Okay. When were you aware that the investigation planted information against George Papadopoulos?
Planted information?
Yes. Okay, let me rephrase the question. We know that the FBI, an FBI informant / operative, was sent to feed information that George Papadopoulos that information was then used to help fortify the FISA warrant request. Is that correct?
FISA warrants are sealed. So under confidentiality, I have to plead the fifth.
I'm sorry, but the FISA warrants are not necessarily sealed. All right, but we'll continue. So, in other words, would it be incorrect to say that the FBI planted evidence on George Papadopoulos that you used to then declare that he lied to you? Is that correct?
The FBI does not engage in planted evidence, sir.
Okay. The FBI informant, okay, according to all these sources, says that that's where the information of WikiLeaks having the information came from that George Papadopoulos talked to when he was talking to the Australian ambassador. Correct?
You would have to ask WikiLeaks, wouldn't you?
And I believe that George Papadopoulos has stated to you, sir, in your record that he got the information from a certain individual who has also been identified as one of the FBI agents.
Is that one of the redacted individuals? Then we have to plead the fifth to protect their identity.
So there was no operation by the FBI to plant information that was then used to further justify a FISA warrant.
Just a second. My son came in and all right. So restate the question, please.
Okay. The FISA warrant was initially the initial information for the FISA warrant wasn't good enough, so the Steele dossier was used. The Steele dossier, from what you've told us so far, is you said that somebody investigated the veracity of the Steele dossier. When was that?
He would state the date stated in the document. I'm supposing here,
but there's no date. There's no date stated in the document.
Oh well, then he makes something up out of his ass. About it was what 2 years ago. So there you go.
about 2 years ago.
I'm not him. I'm just trying to play a part here, but I don't have all the information.
All right. When in any kind of prosecutorial thing, evidence that you see, has somebody decrying what a prosecutor is doing ever been used as obstruction of justice?
When Mr. Trump Jr. Had met.
No, that's not what I'm asking. Give me a court case where a defendant decrying the prosecution of himself, that was a standard by which to say that's evidence of obstruction.
I do not have any knowledge of a specific court case.
Okay, why then does your document state that President Trump's tweets are considered evidence of obstruction of justice?
President Trump is a public figure. He is the president of the United States. So his tweets about anything pertaining to policy or this case would be considered a well, when it comes to the case, obstruction of justice.
How is it obstruction?
He is trying to impede our investigation.
How did it impede your investigation?
I plead the fifth.
Did anybody in the Trump administration impede your investigation? And in what manner, if so?
By the repeated threats of firing, as in the document, you can see he was repeatedly having meetings on having me removed, which does affect my capacity to run said investigation if maybe I might be relieved of said duties at any.
How did that materially affect you?
It affects the team I have around me, my subordinates, from actually respecting the directives that I have given them. Okay.
What directives did you give to your team?
To investigate the Steele dossier and to investigate the collusion reports.
According to your own documents here, you did not find any collusion.
But we found obstruction.
I didn't ask what you found. I asked, according to your record, you didn't find any collusion. Is that correct?
If it's in the report, then it's in the report.
Okay, so you found no collusion. When did you find out that there was no collusion?
You don't need to find collusion to find obstruction.
I didn't ask about that. I said, when did you find out there was no collusion? At what point in the investigation did you find out there was no collusion?
At the end of the investigation. That's the point of having an investigation.
Okay, so you continue to investigate for collusion until the very end. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And that's collusion of what exactly?
Russian and other foreign influences upon the United States election.
Okay. Was the Steele dossier in the Steele dossier and in sworn testimony from Steele, he sit up there and contacted Russian intelligence agents. Are you aware of that, sir?
May I have a glass of water?
Okay. Absolutely. Water.
Wow.
Are you aware that Steele during sworn testimony
slowly sips water?
During sworn testimony, has stated that he contacted Russian intelligence agents. Is that has been stated in sworn testimony by him, correct?
Slowly and dramatically puts down cup, looks up. I plead the fifth.
Okay. Who is the Russian that met with Donald Trump Jr.?
We do not reveal the names of individuals.
Well, sure, her name's there's names out in the thing, so it's obviously revealed.
Okay, then he says the name then.
Okay. What ties does she have to the Russian government?
I don't know this. Is it business ties or are they an ambassador?
She's a lawyer.
Oh, okay. So there you go.
When she got her visa, who issued the visa?
The foreign minister.
Well, okay. Did she get a special consideration from the Justice Department?
I would assume so.
Right. Who in the Justice Department gave her that special dispensation?
Whoever the fuck it is, I don't know.
Right. Did that person have ties to the Obama administration?
They were appointed by the Obama administration.
Okay. Now, did Fusion GPS do opposition research for Hillary Clinton?
Fusion GPS does a lot of different.
Did Fusion GPS do opposition research for Hillary Clinton campaign?
You would have to ask Fusion Research.
Well, no, they have the evidence that yes, they were hired for opposition research.
So what though? Why is that his problem?
I'm going to show you why it's his problem. Okay, why is it his problem? We're gonna describe why it's his problem. The answer is yes. Okay, so the material fact that the Russian lawyer that you said is a tie to Russia and was one of the reasons why you were looking for Russia collusion, all right, to the Trump administration, has direct ties to both Fusion GPS, meeting with the director of Fusion GPS prior to the meeting, directly prior to the meeting with Donald Trump Jr., and directly afterwards. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. At what point did you investigate to see whether or not this was part of the opposition research campaign by Hillary Clinton and could be used as by the Russians, colluding with Hillary Clinton, colluding with the Russians to entrap the Trump administration?
I don't believe our team did investigate that, but the thing
Why would they not investigate that?
There was already an investigation into the Clinton campaign for the destruction of the emails.
We're not talking about the destruction of the emails. This has nothing to do with the destruction of the emails. This has to do with an opposition research being done, okay, by Hillary Clinton against the Trump administration, utilizing Russian assets, utilizing a Russian intelligence agent. You're looking for collusion with a U.S. in the United States of Russia collusion or attempts to interfere with our elections. Would this be interference if they were colluding?
We were investigating the Trump campaign, not the Clinton campaign.
Why were you investigating the Clinton campaign when you were supposed to be investigating Russia collusion?
I plead the fifth.
Joshua Janet says in the chat, I blame the North Koreans. Those goddamn Asians are taking over the world. And Wolfshot says obstruction of justice is fun.
Obstruction of justice is fun. Is that what you said?
Yeah. Sorry.
So a standard that has never been used before. Okay. Why do you believe a standard which has never been used for the Trump tweeting is considered obstruction of justice when it's never been considered that before?
It's influenced public opinion, and it's exposing aspects of our investigation that were
influencing public opinion. Okay.
Sir, if you do not let me respond, then I'm just going to plead the fifth.
Well, I suspect that you're just going to plead the fifth anyway, especially the next question I'm going to ask. Did you or any of your people sit up there and meet with anybody in the press that then became a press leak?
I do not follow my people around everywhere they go, sir.
Did you meet with any reporter and leak information about the investigation?
I might have seen a reporter at a dinner, but meet with them.
Did you give any information to a reporter, all right, of leaked information of how the investigation was going and what you had found?
I plead the fifth.
Okay. Would you consider utilizing that as a public weapon, as a weapon in the public for obstruction of justice?
Can I get out of here? I have lunch.
Yeah, okay. As you can see, there's a lot of questions that remain unanswered, and I'm all for Mueller testifying. Everybody thinks that Trump is terrified of Mueller testifying. This is what's going to happen when the Republicans get a hold of him.
Joshua Janice says treason.
Mueller has a lot of questions to ask. For one thing, he's going to have to answer, why did he only hire, all right, Hillary Clinton acolytes? Why is his team, all right, almost completely dedicated with people that voted for Hillary?
Well, no, and I would like to point out you were softballing me because I don't know all the ins and outs of this. The man himself does. He's not going to be softballed, and he's not going to be allowed to just plead the fifth the whole damn time. It's not going to fucking work.
No. Wolfie says page 8, page 88, and page 89 sounded like obstruction to me, but I was never in the justice system.
The problem that you have with a lot of that bullshit is, first of all, what you're reading in those things is their view of it completely, which doesn't necessarily mean that it's an accurate assessment of things. For example, when they said, well, this is what was happening when they were talking about, for example, the hacking of WikiLeaks, they state it as if WikiLeaks was part of the Russian effort to hack, and that the DNC emails were hacked. They are stating that as if it's a proven fact. It hasn't been a proven fact. Okay, and that is part of the problem with the way that they were writing this report. Mueller wrote this report so he could sit up there and go about it, stating, okay, well, we just got to leave stuff out there. We got to leave innuendo out there so we can keep people guessing. Of course, that only goes so far. When you start actually asking about things, and page 8, what were the pages she said?
She says page 8, page 88, and page 89 sounded like obstruction to me.
I'll have to look those up. But if it's what I think it is, it doesn't sound like obstruction to me because he didn't actually materially do anything. Let me get that.
There she is.
I'm here to ruin your fucking day.
All right, read page 8.
You really want me to read the entire thing?
No, read what you were talking about.
You want me to read the entire? Do you want me to read?
No, paraphrase. No, paraphrase. Like, what exactly are you saying is obstruction? I haven't read it. I was doing schoolwork all day, so.
Yeah, I was at work. So, I mean, I have a job unlike other people I know of who reel around in a wheelchair. Anyways. Give me a minute. I pulled up a Word document and I put my little notes in.
Oh, there we go.
I felt like I was back in college. I'm like, wow. UVA.
Yeah, that's what I was doing all day was college shit. I have my final this week and one last discussion post. So I was doing that all morning.
Yeah, no, I read the majority of it, but I didn't like go over it. I like.
No, I just wanted to play a quick game at the beginning where MC got to rant about his questions and I could just plead the fifth the whole time. I thought it'd be funny. But no, we'll actually dig into it. So whenever you're ready, go ahead, Wolfie. And yeah, welcome back on. Always a pleasure.
Oh yeah, man. So here's one of the things I put from page 8. And this is in quotes. This is from the report itself. President Trump reacted negatively to the special counsel's appointment. Period. He told advisors that it was the end of his presidency, sought to have Attorney General Jeff Sessions unrecused from the Russia investigation to have the special counsel removed. Give me a minute.
Yeah. Okay. How is that? How is that obstruction?
I'm getting a dip out of my mouth. Hold on. A dip. And engaged in efforts to curtail the special counsel's investigation and prevent the disclosure of evidence to it, including and not thereof, through public and private contacts with potential witnesses. Let me finish.
But see that those are just accusations of what he's trying to establish.
Okay.
Okay. That's not evidence. There's no evidence there.
But him not wanting the
that is their words. They're saying this was his reasoning. They have no evidence of that reasoning being there. They're stating what they were looking for there. They're not stating anything where Trump said, I want to prevent this evidence from coming out. Trump's never said that.
Well,
this is their
He wouldn't say that, though. He wouldn't say that.
Well, okay, so then you end up with just a conclusion there of them making an accusation. That's an accusation. That's not evidence.
But this isn't, he's not on trial as of yet. This is just a report. This is conjecture.
This is their conjecture.
This is what it sounds like to me.
So I gotta get out of here.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I'm just saying it does sound like obstruction. However, this is a report. This is conjecture. This isn't a trial.
Right. Well, that's what they're doing is they're trying to make it sound like he was guilty. This is their conjecturing.
People need to read the full report.
I have read this section of it. I went through it pretty clearly. I was trying to pull it up. I don't know what happened.
The entire report.
It's freaking verbiage. It's just bleh.
Oh no, that's why you need an independent person, an independent judge, or an independent attorney who knows legalese. That's unfortunately, and I've bitched about this before. As a student of law, I think the law shouldn't have so much legalese that the average person doesn't know what the fuck they're saying.
It's easy to get lost in the report when they're trying to at certain points in time they're reading the standards for the law. They're reading the law and they also give the standards for the law, and then they go in and start going, okay, here's what their thought processes were. Okay. However,
well, no, and that's what makes me mad about bills, right? Okay, so to read a bill, you got to have the bill in front of you, and then you got to have 20 different reference books also. So you reference everything they're talking about. And they do that in law shit, which is why I said, I'm comparing the two, because they kind of do the same thing.
Well, when I was in preparing for law school, we had to look at the bill, look at the article, look at whatever the fuck we were looking at, court case, court document, whatever, court trial even. We had to go through entire trials with Black's Law Book. You know, that big, huge law book that's in every fucking lawyer's office? We had to do that on top of a thesaurus, the dictionary, you name it, we had it. And the normal person shouldn't have to go through that, in my opinion.
Oh, I would agree with you.
Like average Joe Blow, like Mad Dog, or whoever, should be able to just read it and understand it, and not have to have 12 different people interpret it. That's my biggest problem with our legal system. One of the biggest problems I have with our legal system.
Well, I can't argue with you there because you're not wrong. I mean, the thing is,
that's why I read this report. That's why I read this report, and I'm like, this is gonna be such a clusterfuck.
Oh yeah,
Because
but it was intended.
so many people are gonna interpret it before anyone with any kind of law knowledge gets a hold of it.
Yeah, but they were intending to do it that way.
I'm not saying they weren't. My point is that people have to be smart enough to know that, and unfortunately, they have to look up the information for themselves.
Well, yeah, the problem is that people trust people's trust in people. Okay, let's be perfectly honest here.
Well, people are fucking stupid.
You have right now. You've got people like Eric Swalwell, all right, screaming how he wants Barr impeached.
What Barr do wrong?
I have my
Barr
own issues with Barr. I have my own issues with Barr. Some of the stuff he redacted shouldn't have been redacted, but I don't think that calls for impeachment.
That's your opinion, though, isn't it?
That is my opinion.
Okay,
but I don't think that's.
Was there anything? What specifically do you think they shouldn't be redacted?
I don't think anything should have been redacted. Period. It should have came out the way it should have.
It can't do it that way. That's illegal. All right, you're telling him to produce a report that can't be redacted. If that's the case, then what you're saying is he should break the law.
No, as I'm saying that he should put it as it was.
He can't do that though.
Why not?
Because we do it all the time. Because it not with grand jury testimony, it doesn't. There's two spots that they pointed out, all right, that are problematic. All right, one is whether or not it has anything to do and could materially be used by another ongoing investigation. Well, what other ongoing investigation do they have? Well, like it or not, they have an ongoing investigation of Michael Cohen in New York. So anything to do with Cohen is quite problematic. Anything to do with Cohen. And anything related to that Cohen investigation is quite problematic. So therefore, all of that got redacted. That's where you start seeing pages and pages of redacted.
The thing is, did the judge put in a gag order then?
It doesn't matter if there's a gag order. You can't sit up there and just you got to have to redact it.
They do it all the time.
A judge, when it comes to grand jury testimony by its very nature is already not releasable to the public. You cannot release grand jury information.
You and I are going to have to fight about that.
Technically, you're not supposed to be releasing anything about the grand jury except for whether or not the indictment was handed down. Any testimony in the grand jury has to stay within the grand jury. You could bring it out into the trial when it's in the trial and they bring it up, then it's fine. But if it's strictly from the grand jury investigation, it cannot be brought into public. It has to remain sealed. That's what all of this always has been. All grand jury testimony is secret. And that's regardless of whether it's whatever the case is. Doesn't matter what the case is. Because in a grand jury, hearsay can be utilized.
Then in my opinion, they shouldn't have released what they did about the Saturday Night Massacre. It's on page 88, line. Oh God. Hold on, let me just get this PDF for you. Hold on.
All right, well, while you do that, what's up, voice? How are you doing? I saw you were gaming a little bit earlier.
Just here because something about an American or something, I don't think it's very
America.
Well, actually, I wanted to ask you about.
Oh man, I can't send you 448 pages.
No, it's 130 something documents.
No, it's 400.
Megabytes.
What I have is 440.
Yeah, it's like 130 something megabytes. I downloaded it, but I can't find it now. That's what's irritating me.
Oh my God.
But yeah, voice, I wanted to ask you about the elections. The Brexit party did pretty good. So did UKIP, kind of. 7%, and then Brexit had 28%.
I'm sorry, I didn't even know they were held today.
Wow. Okay, fair enough. Suddenly, I know more about the European politics and voice.
I think that's being a bit harsh, don't you?
It's like this at this point. When it comes to politics, I just want to kill a fucking lot of them. I'm sorry.
I mean, I'm with you there. I mean, I don't like anybody, honestly.
I don't want to get Mod's channel in trouble. So, a disclaimer here: the views of people like me are not what Mod thinks. Yada 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 yada. But yes, I think the best thing that could ever happen is when in a full session of Parliament, someone Allahu Akbars the fucker, and we all take a day off to celebrate.
Okay, here it is.
Good
Oh,
God.
that's great.
This thing is so fucking massive.
Joshua
Yeah,
in the
there's
chat
two
says,
volumes, and when you said page 88, it's like, okay,
I know,
the first
like,
volume or the second volume.
well, no,
I put page 88, and now I'm trying to find page 88, and I'm like, wow, this is great.
well, this is pretty funny. In the chat, Joshua says, Sargon is our savior for Europe.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
all hail Sargon.
Oh, God. I'm sorry.
Doom upon you all. Sargon's your savior. Doom, I say. All right, here's page 88. Papadopoulos and Mifud's mentions of seeing each other tomorrow referenced the meeting the two had scheduled the next meeting.
Well, for a start, that first name isn't even real.
That can't be the collusion part.
No.
So that'd be further down then.
While you guys are reading through that, MC, we're gonna start the World War I series not this Sunday, right? Not Easter, but the Sunday after, correct?
Yes, that is correct. Are you prepared?
I'm getting there. I've been listening to stuff at night before I go to bed and while I'm sleeping. You know, that actually works. I don't know how, but it does.
So you're going to tackle the world's largest pissing contest? That's what World War I was.
Yeah, that's pretty much. And we got Cabby in on it, 40. Jensen said he'd join. You're welcome to join as well. We're going to open the panel up for that one because it was a big war. We could use a bigger panel.
You know what's crazy about this? Does your copy have footnotes? Like citations?
Yeah, it does.
Have you seen these? The text messages and the Facebook messages and the blah 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 and the emails and all.
Not all of them. Not all.
Oh my God, it's insane.
Because the stuff is ridiculous. But are you looking at the one that he was directed McGahn to have the special counsel removed?
I'm just gonna do this.
Is that the part that you were looking for?
But yeah, no. While they're doing that, I'm trying to keep the dead air to a minimum.
Yeah, Mod, I think you should have. I think you should have told these two to actually read the fucking thing before they.
Do you know how many pages this is?
I did, but the problem is knowing which ones you want to bring up. All right, the threshold question is whether the president in fact directed McGahn, all right, to have the special counsel removed. After the news organizations reported in June of 2017, the president had ordered McGahn to have the special counsel removed. The president publicly disputed these accounts and privately told McCann that he simply wanted McCann to bring up the conflicts of interest to the Department of Justice's attention. See Volume 2, Section 3, blah, 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 IMPRA. Some of the president's specific language to McCann that McCann recalled from the calls, it's consistent with that explanation. Substantial evidence, however, supports the conclusion that the president went further and, in fact, directed McCann to call Rosenstein to have the special counsel removed. First, McCann's clear recollection is that the president directed him to tell Rosenstein not only about the conflicts, but that Mueller has to go. Now, that is not evidence of anything. McGahn is a credible witness with no motive to lie, exaggerate, given the position. But then in the notes here, it says when his office was first interviewed, McCann about this topic, he was reluctant to share detailed information about what had occurred and did so only after continued questioning.
Well, even Hillary Clinton is brought up here too.
She's not brought up where she should have been, though. All right. McCann spoke to the president twice and understood the directive the same way both times, making making it, McCann decided to quit because he did not want to participate in events that he described as akin to a Saturday night massacre. That's what you're referring to?
Uh-huh.
All right.
I'm looking at the appointment order.
He called his lawyer. Well, the reality is that this wasn't a Saturday night massacre. In fact, what was
Jesus
at
Christ.
no time, and Mueller, this is why I want Mueller on trial, on the stand. He's going to have to explain why he only hired, all right, Hillary Clinton supporters and witch hunters, all right, to go after him. He's going to get asked that question. And he's going to have to sit up there and he's going to have to answer questions. And he can't sit up there and go back, well, these were honorable people, because they're going to come back and go, oh, really? Well, what about this case? What about this case? They're going to bring up Enron. The Republicans are going to bring up Enron, all right, because of Weissman. and so forth. And they're also going to bring up Senator Ted Stevens, where Weissman was part of that group. Mueller does not want to testify. I can tell you right now, he will testify. He'll say he'll testify. He'll do it behind closed doors because he is not going to want to do it.
Yeah, he's going to give he'll give a deposition, but I'm sure that's the only thing he's going to want to do.
Yeah, he does not want to go in front of these guys because this assumption right here. Well, this is what he was doing. It's obvious that they were pressuring this guy. All right.
Okay, so hold on. Appointment order B, section 600.4.
Mm-hmm.
Go there. You can.
Yeah, but why can't he just anything that's particular to himself? Any question they ask about him? Why did you hire these people? Why can't he plead out? Plead the fifth. I'm not saying a word. Go fuck yourself.
If he does that, it ruins the narrative that they have.
Do you
the Democrat, if he would,
that'll make him look?
Yeah, if he would do that, if he even once sits up there and pleads the fifth, he's done.
Well, it's like Donald Trump. If Donald Trump pleaded the fifth, I mean, really, let's put this all into perspective. Well, just because you can do it doesn't mean you should do it.
I wouldn't say anything to incriminate myself. I'm not going to prison. My freedom is better than my career.
But I agree with you. However, that's not the way the court of public opinion sees it. Period.
Right, and that's where this is. The problem is Mueller and his little freaking band of witch hunters decided to try and take this into the court of public opinion because that's what the Democrats wanted.
Well, I think everyone should have it, but regardless. But unfortunately, like I said, it takes 8 people to read this fucking document because no one is schooled in this kind of language other than law students, lawyers, and fucking.
Well, I'll give you an example. When they put out things in this thing that says advisor to the Trump campaign, and then they said harm to ongoing matter, and the person that they were doing it, this is just a list of the different people that they have in here, right? Was Roger
YouTuber
Stone.
Law, Rakita Law, people like that. Candid, Rakita Law, YouTuber Law, people like that. We need those people.
Yeah, I'll pass on that. I'll pass on that.
You don't like YouTuber Law? I think he's all right, dude. From watching his videos, anyway.
Yeah, you need someone. Unfortunately, it probably will never happen. In a perfect world, you need someone absolutely uninvolved, right?
Yeah, but the problem is that they if you want somebody uninvolved in this investigation, then if Mueller was supposedly uninvolved. First of all, Mueller's ties to James Comey were well known and well established. So you already had somebody who wasn't uninvolved.
Then if I was Donald Trump, I would have another person. I would get someone else to investigate then.
Well, that's why William Barr is there. William Barr wasn't involved in any of this. And that's where the wheels for this thing came undone. When Sessions got fired and he brought in William Barr, all of a sudden, okay, we're getting the report is coming out. The report is coming out.
Well, yeah, he came crashing in like an elephant in a freaking china shop.
He didn't even talk to freaking until he was confirmed. He didn't even talk to Mueller. And the first thing he told Mueller was, from what I've heard from the investigations from the press, was he said, "Okay, what do you have?" And they came back and told him this is it, and he said, "End it." That's what I've heard. because the collusion part, there was nothing there.
It's funny because Mueller and Barr are friends. That's the most interesting part to me.
Well, I don't know how I think that Mueller and Comey were better friends than Barr and
I don't know. 30 years, went to each other's daughters' weddings. I don't know. That seems kind of friendly to me. But that's what I think is kind of funny about this whole thing, is that Barr and Mueller are actually friends. It's weird. What is this sci-fi X-Files fucking bullshit?
Well, we'll see how it goes.
Actually,
We'll see how friendly he is.
No, it's not unusual for two people who has been in the sort of realm of politics for so long to know each other. I don't see that as a problem.
Well, I don't see knowing each other as a problem. I see actually being friends, going to each other's daughters' weddings, Bible studies, and all this other shit with each other. It's kind of strange, but whatever. I don't know.
So then no one can ever make friends in politics then. They just have to stand alone the whole time, not even when they're sitting having dinner. No, sorry, I can't talk to you in case
I didn't say they couldn't. I just said it's funny. I think it's interesting. Not that it shouldn't happen. You've got one guy writing a report about dude you're working for and who's supposed to be uninvolved, and their dude who writes the report, they're friends. So it's interesting. You don't find that interesting at all? I'm not saying there's anything like bad involved with that. I'm just saying it's interesting.
And I'm sure it happens 100 times a day in Washington. I don't think it's odd in any way, shape, or form.
I just think it's interesting. I don't know.
I think if they were lovers, it would be more interesting, but
I mean, who knows?
It would call into more questions of
yeah, it would be conflict of interest.
Yes, and that's the problem. But that's the problem that they have. That's the problem that Mueller's going to have testifying in front of Congress, because the first thing that's going to get brought up is the people he chose and their conflicts of interest, and their obvious conflicts of interest.
I think his relationship with Barr is going to come up too.
Do you? I don't.
I do.
It might. I mean, it might. It would be interesting to see if that.
They're going to use everything they absolutely can.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I just looked up Barr, and Wiki says that he was involved in a cover-up of Iran-Contra.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
No. Once again, he was.
Iran-Contra wasn't. That didn't happen. Okay.
What do you mean that didn't happen?
That didn't happen.
Iran-Contra did happen.
No, it didn't happen. There was no cover-up. Nothing happened. Never happened. We're gonna talk about that. I'm kidding.
What was her name? The Oliver North's secretary. All I remember about her is that she wore these high-heeled boots. It wasn't Jennifer Flowers. Who was it?
The biggest problem with the Iran-Contra issue with Barr is that he didn't want to essentially appoint, give an independent person right to look over what is that shit? Essentially, Iraq Gate or whatever it was called. I don't even remember.
Iraq Gate.
I don't know.
I mean, the Iran-Contra thing was basically would have been
Reagan.
He must have been very young and probably new to the department, because it was back in Reagan. This is under the Reagan administration. So he would have been a brand new person within the district attorney's office to begin with. And I'm sure that they were being asked for certain legal reports on things that they may or may not wanted to have handed over to Congress at the time. He may have been part of that group that was told.
Well, what Wikipedia said is they called him General Cover-Up Barr over the Iran-Contra scandal. That's the words they use.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
I'm
but
reading the wiki
what
too.
did he exactly cover up?
I exited out of the wiki. Wolfie, you said you're in the wiki right now, so can you answer that? Because I did exit out. I have too many tabs open for school. I need my sources for my final paper.
Oh, Barr was consulted extensively regarding the pardons. So he pardoned on the George Bush Sr. on his advice pardoned Weinberger, who had not yet come to trial, who had been found guilty.
Casper Weinberg, yeah.
He had been found guilty on charges relating to the Iran-Contra affair.
I don't know if he was ever found guilty.
Uh,
I know he was on trial for it. I don't know if he was. I know he was indicted, but
Well, yeah, no, and once again, Wikipedia, take it with a grain of salt. Not everything on there is accurate. All right, I'm told not to use it as a source whatsoever for my college papers at all.
yeah.
Yeah,
But you can still go down to the numbered footnote and see where the source came from. Proclamation 6518, grant of executive clemency. Okay.
Hi, memes.
oh, that's where it went. Okay,
Memes.
save there. We'll save it there.
Can you hear us, memes?
Maybe he must be having mic issues. It looks like he could hear because he unmuted, so he's having mic issues. But no, I just thought that was interesting because they brought up Iran Contra, and like Barr doesn't look that old. I mean, that was the Reagan administration, right?
Right, but it must have been to do with the
It was George
justification.
It was George Bush Sr.
Yeah, the
took
justification to they're probably doing something with the justification for why they're pardoning Casper Weinberger.
Yeah, but Cher doesn't look like she's in her 70s either.
Cher looks like a mummy that has been dipped in silicone. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
Now
Dude,
you know why
Jason Momoa doesn't look like he's in his 50s. Did
now
you
you
know
know
that?
now you know why she wanted to return to her home planet of Jupiter if Trump won the election.
Return back
Oh.
time.
MC, you would have flipped out if you were reading my freaking textbook today. Like they were bringing up logical fallacies and shit like that, what to avoid when writing a college exam paper or whatever, a college paper. And they brought up examples, and one of them was the border wall as a logical fallacy. I'm like, oh, MC would fucking throw his computer right now if he was in this class.
I would ask where they got this such a reference book, and how could you have something like a reference book?
What this shit is basically saying, Barr being a the cover-up guy or whatever, is because he encouraged Bush to pardon the 6 people involved in the Iran-Contra affair, making his trial all fucked up and shit.
Well, Casper
Hi,
Weinberger.
memes.
Casper Weinberger, for people who don't know, when he was going to trial, all right, fell into a coma because of cancer, and so a lot of people think it's because of that was the reason he was pardoned. Now he does recover from the coma, but he doesn't live much longer than that. All right, I mean he does. Casper Weinberger died quite a while ago.
This is from one of his books. Whose book? I don't fucking know. Hold on.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yes,
Yeah.
we can.
Yes.
Good.
Mr. Weinberger was scheduled to stand trial on January 5th on charges that he'd lied to Congress about his knowledge of the arms sales to Iran and efforts by other countries to help underwrite the Nicaraguan rebels. A case that was expected to focus on Mr. Weinberger's private notes that contained references to Mr. Bush's endorsement of the secret shipments to Iran.
So was he under oath?
Do you know Casper Weinberger at that time? Probably was.
So is it illegal to lie to Congress?
You tell me.
Under oath.
That's
I think it's
under
illegal
oath.
to lie under oath. If you perjure yourself, it's illegal.
Oh yeah, no. Didn't they try to go after? Was it Diamond and Silk? Because they were put under oath about like a Facebook page and stuff.
What
but,
the fuck? Are you serious?
He is
Yes.
serious.
No,
Oh
that
my
that
God.
actually happened, but apparently it was a more serious to get the truth out of them than it was, I believe, Jack Dorsey, the CEO of Twitter, and Mr. Zuckerberg, the CEO of Facebook. I mean, they're just
Yep.
they only
Oh.
have platforms with like 1 billion or so people, and Diamond and Silk had like 1 million folks following them on Facebook.
People were pissed off because they placed Diamond and Silk under oath, but refused to do it for Zuckerberg and for the Twitter guy, Jack Dorsey.
Well,
that's
and now
rather odd.
that you brought up Twitter memes, dude, did you hear? Twitter's going to totally change.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
that's
game
what I heard.
like button.
Yeah, you will no longer be following people. You'll be following discussions. Okay. If you're not following people, how are you DMing each other anymore? How is this
It's
even?
gonna turn into Facebook is what's gonna happen.
Yeah, why is this even
Man,
valid?
no, Jack read my profile. He's turned the internet into chakra, man.
No, this is bullshit. No, I use Twitter as a messenger pretty much for my YouTube channel. That's what I use it for. I fucking network there and I throw out my, I hit like on my stream so it goes right to my Twitter.
It doesn't do that
Everybody
anymore.
knows I'm live. And they're not going
JJ
to let us.
says everybody is involved with everybody in DC. They're all sleeping with each other's wives.
Well, not all. I'm
Some
sure
of them are gay.
it might happen. Well, that's
But-
also probably true. Yeah.
But do you understand how that's going to change the dynamic of Twitter and how I'm just going to move to Gab fully? I hardly ever use my Gab account, but now I'm going to.
Well, it's a mistake by Jack Dorsey. If what you just said is true, that's a massive mistake by Jack Dorsey, because people are going to go, okay, well then where else can I sit up there and set up a situation where I'm talking to my friends?
Pornhub.
Yes. Yes. No, it is a new frontier.
I'm
Mines.
sorry. Pornhub is where it's at.
Mines.
I would put Pornhub over fucking Gab or Mines any day. Seriously, people are already doing
can you
it.
stream topless or bottomless on mine?
William.
So Pornhub is the least restrictive. Actually, no. There's certain that you can't have pets on Pornhub.
I don't
What?
I don't want this answer.
Fucking animals, yeah, I would hope so.
I don't want these answers.
Hey, don't blame me. Blame Joshua. He summoned me forth.
No, the thing is, like, they're gonna fuck up Twitter. It's gonna go the way of MySpace.
Jack Dorsey has referenced this several times. Like the first time he was on with Joe Rogan, the second time when he was on with Tim Pool, he said that we prefer to focus on topics to actually have conversations and stuff, which I mean inherently is good, but it's just you do realize you're restructuring your entire platform into something different.
Tim Pool actually went after Jack Dorsey pretty hardcore.
He was quite agitated.
And he didn't get the answers that he was looking for either.
I think this is Tim Pool's doing to an extent.
Memes, are you saying he had his beanie in a bunch?
One could say that, although I think it was on straight. He does wash it.
William Stenchever says, I banned from Tonkas and Broskies and Outlaw Bear Dogs chat. Some people are so thin-skinned.
Really?
You banned?
I had no idea.
One of your mods.
I don't think you've ever banned anybody. Have you, Bear Dog?
I banned 2 people, and I can't say who they are. But William is not one of those 2 people.
Yeah, William can be grossly offensive, but if you're going to say you like free speech and you're going around banning people, that doesn't.
I banned 2 people for legal reasons, not because of free speech reasons.
Well, there are incitement to violence, or
William's one of my favorite trolls. I like William. He's all right.
I love William. William is such a sweetheart.
Oh, he's great at triggering people, dude. He
has never triggered me, ever.
So now you've gone on a gauntlet, you dingbat.
Oh, well, I mean, she's a Wendigo. Where'd she go?
All right, so I saw a video today by somebody that memes. You actually showed me YouTuber Law. All right, so he put out a video about these kids, and them and the ACLU have put a lawsuit in because they got suspended from school for sharing a picture of legally owned guns
On their
in their
Instagram.
home to their own private Instagram.
While
And their
they were
school-
outside of school. Exactly.
Yeah.
This had nothing to do within the time of school. It was outside doing a legally sanctioned thing that they showed pictures of on social media.
Mm-hmm.
This would be like your kid being at his Boy Scout freaking jamboree and fucking sharing pictures of that and being suspended from school.
There's
It's
no
ridiculous.
such thing as Boy Scouts anymore.
Well, there used to be.
Well, Dodge, here's the thing. I think it was more detailed and even worse than that, because as that got reported, somebody showed concern over that. It was deleted. The school did not have access. The school asked him to show him the picture from his photo reel, which he consented to. He showed it. Then I believe they gave him, it was a 3-day school suspension. And then his
And
other
the
friend,
teacher-
nothing was
He consented
reported.
to showing his private Instagram?
Well, he's also a minor too.
I was
No,
about
no,
to
he
say-
showed-
no,
no, he showed it-
that doesn't matter. Was his
No,
parents?
it was deleted from the Instagram, so the
Was his parents
school could
present?
not find it. Let me
It
just
was
finish this
deleted.
point.
It was deleted from the Instagram, but it was still on the school's, or it was still on his phone.
Exactly.
But were the parents present?
I do not.
No.
Okay,
I do
then
not believe so.
everything they're doing is illegal.
Well, you just take the principle of the thing that's going on. They showed a picture of something on social media doing a legal act, and they were suspended for cooperating.
Doesn't make any
Because some-
fucking sense.
Because somebody else's parents were frightened for
No,
their
we're fucking
kid.
little
And by the way,
snowflake.
for everyone needs to know this. I have no idea how to ban people from my YouTube. I don't even know where the-
Do you have moderators in your chat?
Everyone's a fucking moderator.
Oh, then somebody got pissed at William and banned him.
Well,
They got him before he got his spanner.
Hey, Wolfie, after we're off air, if you're still here, I'll tell you how to unban people and ban people. It's easy.
I'm in my fucking. It's in my Google account now. I don't. Why?
You can't
Why
keep
is it so
clicking up right.
stupid?
No,
No,
you can do it from your
back.
YouTube community page.
I
if
don't
it's-
have a fucking community page.
You do, even if you don't want it. Well, we'll show you after.
It's
So
fucking
yeah,
stupid.
showing pictures. Now, were these pictures? Were they pointing them at the camera? Were they making threats? Were they making or were they just kind of like at the range, just taking pictures? Because I've done that.
JJ says the authoritarian
Hell, I posted video at the range.
government now intruding into our schools. Can we stop the insanity?
Oh, if the school gets sued into oblivion, and this happens a couple of times, I mean, the people will probably stop doing it. It's unfortunate.
No, not today.
Wait, is there a reason MC's not yelling really loudly right now?
He's probably reading the
probably
Mueller
muted.
report like I am.
Oh,
Oh, he's probably muted again.
I'm not muted. I'm just listening.
He's reading.
he's wait. I don't understand. I thought MC would go nuts over this. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Why would I go nuts over it?
I fucking. What?
Kids were suspended from
They
school.
suspended a kid who was 5 years old who ate a Pop-Tart in the shape of a
I
gun.
remember that.
I was about to
That
say.
was terrible.
That's
Okay, why would I get upset about what part of this is
because
shocking?
we
and
should be
surprising?
consistent, MC. MC, that story destroyed my heart when I first heard that.
Destroy
Why?
your heart.
Because the way they ate
Broke
the
a piece off.
Pop-Tart,
I like Pop Tarts,
now they're gonna have to ban Pop-Tarts.
and I think
Okay,
I've
I
done the
found
same
Turning
thing.
the
too.
guns.
I found the tab, by the way. So.
Found the tab for what?
Oh yeah, no,
What,
there's
what page is it?
it's
No.
either under community or channel.
Yeah,
one
it's
of
under
the two.
community. I have it.
Oh, you're talking about the banning tab. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about the tab that you.
You know, you can have blocked words,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
and
ridiculous.
blocked links, and all this.
You know what word we should block? France.
You can.
Nigger.
Well, actually, hold on. If there's already this level of customization,
Well,
like
there you go. You can get rid of Knicker.
Knicker. My knickers.
Oh, God.
What's up, my knickers?
Hey, Wolfie. Hey, Wolf. Aim.
Wait, so what's the topic tonight?
Oh, well, we started out with a little game. I pretended I was Mueller, and I pleaded the fifth the whole time.
Oh, did you go like Mueller?
No, but I did take a dramatic drink of water.
several times.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Rubio.
Yeah.
But it doesn't show me how to like ban people if there is one.
It should be listed in a list of folks that are actually there. These people are banned.
No, I don't have anything like that. I have a
Oh.
whole bunch of people listed, but nothing under approved users, hidden users, blocked words, blocked links. That's all I have. I don't have anything other than
Is there another
moderators.
drop-down tab?
Yeah, well then check channel because it's probably under channel then.
No.
Joshua, all my miggers, and I said miggers. YouTube
Branding. There you go. Branding. Perfect.
But,
wait, is that for like MGTOW?
I don't know. It's to put it on like
Is
it's
that
a
for
watermark
MGTOW?
to put on your videos.
Oh shit! But no, this shit's ridiculous, and I hope they win the lawsuit. And I get why schools are afraid of guns. I understand. All right, I get it. Allow your teachers to carry, and the school shootings will drop.
If only we had a highly trained group of folks that may be underemployed, that may enjoy doing something like protecting their kids.
Well, they actually asked him if he was planning to pardon Julian Assange.
Who?
The Mueller people. I am reading his responses to questions from Mueller.
Oh,
Mueller's team's questions.
What did he say?
Said, I do not recall having any discussion during the campaign regarding a pardon or action to benefit Julian Assange.
That was a well-written answer.
Well, just like the other one. I don't recall discussing WikiLeaks with him. They're talking about Roger Stone, nor recall him being aware of Mr. Stone having discussed WikiLeaks with individuals associated with my campaign. Although I was aware that WikiLeaks was the subject of media reporting and campaign-related discussions at the time.
See, this is why you can't call Donald Trump stupid, because just the sheer fact that he actually sat down with counsel to go over the responses to the report, and that clip of him actually testifying shortly after announcing when he was in court and under oath, basically, Mr. Trump, did you realize that some of your statements may hurt your business? And he responded clearly and concisely, yes.
Yeah, he got asked another question about when he made that jest about maybe the Russians can find Hillary's emails. That I made the statement quoted in question 2D in jest and sarcastically. It was apparent to any objective observer. The context of the statement is evident in the full reading or reviewing of the press conference. I refer you to the publicly available transcript and video of the press conference. I do not recall having any discussions about the substance of the statement in advance of the press conference. I do not recall being told during the campaign of any efforts by Russia to infiltrate or hack the computer or systems or email accounts of Hillary Clinton or her campaign prior to them becoming the subject of media reporting. I have no recollection of any particular conversation in that regard.
God, well-paid lawyers make life so much easier.
This is why you couldn't charge him with anything. They went after WikiLeaks here. They are accusing WikiLeaks of being part of the Russian hacking thing. That's a problem, because they're already stating they have evidence. From the way they're going about this, they're saying no. WikiLeaks was working with the Russians. They were part of the Russian investigation, and they're gonna, if they even tried to go forward with this in a court of law, the first question would be, show us the proof of coordination between the Russians and WikiLeaks.
Well, you need to question somebody like Julian Assange.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's what I was gonna say. Is wait a fucking minute. Now they're gonna have their hands on Assange. He's gonna be fucking crucified
For what?
for being the fucking leader and founder of WikiLeaks and their collusion with the Russians.
No, well, Matt. To be fair, no, he may, if they can prove it in a court of law, he may go away for 5 years for what was it, tampering with like a government server or cybersecurity.
To trying to hack into a government server, providing material help in an attempt to hack a government server, a classified system. They're not charged with espionage, although they could.
Who? Assange?
Well, does espionage mean you have to succeed?
No, it means you have to sit up there and try and gain. You personally have to try and gain access to classified information that you yourself are not authorized to have.
But they didn't charge him with that?
No.
Could they?
Yes, they could. There's a difference. The standard difference, and I've tried to point this out many times on my streams. There's a difference between if you're handed a packet of classified information. Yes, you can report it. Yes, you can take that information and say, this is information we received. But that does not mean you can go in there to try and get that information yourself.
You're aiding and abetting at that point. Like you are actually taking part in what is happening.
Exactly.
Yeah, but let's be realistic here. Half the time they say they were, quote unquote, given information. They helped or paid for.
But the difference is whether or not you can prove it.
There's a difference between meeting in a parking garage to gain information versus like kicking in the door or cracking the safe or something.
Somebody telling you, I've got information, and you.
What about the exchange of money?
It's exchange of money.
If you're paying for it, then
can be considered, yes, parts of espionage. That's very true, and they could do that with and they should have been doing it with several people before. The problem is how do you prove that?
Well, wasn't Deep Throat paid?
No.
I don't know.
Or like MC said, they can't prove it.
Do you know who Deep Throat was? Well, Wolfshot knows.
Do I?
Yeah. You know who Deep Throat was, don't you?
I mean, I know he was independent of himself. I know that.
Deep Throat was Mark Felt.
Are you talking about the porn star?
No, I'm talking.
I know who the porn star is.
I was going to say I didn't think that was Wolfshot's thing either.
That's where you got the name.
Deep Throat was
Give me a wrench for a minute.
Deep Throat was Mark Felt, and Mark Felt was when J. Edgar Hoover stepped aside. He expected.
You have to type in there.
He expected Nixon to make him the number one FBI, basically to become the director of the FBI. Nixon chose somebody else, and because of that, Mark Felt stood up there and leaked all the shit about the Watergate. Well, all that stuff about Watergate that came from the person they called Deep Throat came from Mark Felt because he was slighted because he didn't get Comey's position, and he never did.
So what were we talking about? Oh, WikiLeaks.
Yeah,
really? Yeah. Well, and I believe there was probably an exchange of money somewhere down the line. Just like
I thought there was something with Snowden with a plane ticket.
No, there was things with Snowden, but that's not where that is not what he's being charged with. He's being charged with what he did with Manning.
But so he's only receiving a charge where he could receive up to 5 years currently.
That's all he's been indicted for currently.
Well, but MC doesn't
will
Trump interesting?
Will Trump pardon him?
I don't know. No, what were you saying? Memes?
No, but it does it not seem interesting that a guy that the United States has allegedly had issues with for a long time, so much as wasn't it Secretary Clinton that, of course, jokingly, of course, said, "Can't we just drone him?" While he was hiding in the Ecuadorian embassy. We must have, oh my God, we must have those spy drones now. It's true.
Oh my God.
Because otherwise you'd be leveling the whole Ecuadorian embassy and probably too. So.
Would anybody have even cared if we leveled the entire Ecuadorian embassy?
Dude, I'm pretty
That's
sure
right.
avocados come from Ecuador, and there are a lot of good people down there. It's on the equator. That's how you know.
Well, no, Ecuador probably would be like, "Oh, thanks, we can build a new one." The British would be like, "Hey, mate, what the fuck?"
No, but seriously, it's like, wouldn't you think like a guy that's been in the public eye that many folks have wanted to go after for a while, like somebody runs from the cops, they'll get charged with like 32 different counts.
Just a minute, though. Voice, is that the worst British accent ever? It probably is.
Considering I never heard one, yes.
Yeah, not good.
Anyway, now what were you say that again? Memes. Ask your question again.
No, I'm just making an observation because very often you have somebody that they'll run from the police or something. They'll like drive through, they'll go through lights and stuff, and they'll get charged with so many different counts. And of course, they'll bring the charges, they'll often drop some, and then they usually stick with the ones that they can fully prove. But doesn't it seem odd that Julian Assange, someone so controversial that folks in the government have wanted to go after for so long, like the only current charge, as far as we know, is that cybersecurity thing, which only happens to have a 5-year thing. Like he was in the Ecuadorian embassy for 7 years. Like, doesn't that seem like a little odd to anybody else? Maybe it's just me.
It would depend on what else they can prove. The problem part of that is because of where they got the evidence.
Well, and now that we're talking about Julian Assange, all right, I saw pictures of where he was at. They're like, the kitchen was disgusting. There was a few dishes in there. I've seen worse. I have 6 kids. It wasn't that bad. They also
Who the
accused
fuck cares?
They also accuse him of rubbing feces all over the walls in protest and a bunch of other weird shit. Why would he do
Tennessee?
that?
Apparently, you have a cute bum, according to William.
Okay.
Oh,
No, that's gay.
he's
Right,
very thoughtful. But hold on. Wait a second. Does that seem like something that Julian Assange would do?
I don't know.
No, it doesn't.
actually-
And also, no, memes, check this out. You know Embassy Cat? All right, they think that Julian Assange had a camera and a microphone on Embassy Cat and was spying on them. What? The flying fuck?
Wait. He let the cat roam around the embassy?
Yeah, the cat did have free run of the embassy for a while.
So the cat had more rights than Julian Assange.
Yeah.
That would actually be incredibly like smart and like wow.
That's hilarious.
Well,
think
it's
go
not
get
that he didn't have rights. I mean, Julian Assange could have walked out of the embassy anytime he wanted to. Nothing was preventing Julian Assange from walking out of that embassy.
No, those British cops outside that never left. They totally would let him go out for pizza.
Wait,
they would have arrested him. But all this crying about the conditions he was living under are so bad. If he feels like he's in jail anyway, what was the point? What's the point of staying in the damn embassy?
Well, he had internet for a while.
In the words of Andy Worski, stand your ground.
Oh my God. Really? Did you go there?
Do not go back to that.
Go on, it's
What?
great.
What even happened with that? Like,
Apparently, he's still in Florida, the dumb, stupid cunt.
He can't leave now. He's part of an official investigation. They're not going to let him go back.
Ugh. He
So
should be
we're not deporting
sent
him?
back to
Could they deport him? I think they could. Should they? Probably.
They're
I'm so
probably going to
sorry.
charge him with a whole laundry list of shit and throw him away in some Fed prison.
I'm so sorry. How about I go back to Canada, eh?
What did he do? Like, I thought he was just kind of like filming and just kind of being a bit of a dumbass.
Well, he was encouraging the guy to sit up there and pull a gun.
yeah, okay. Incitement of violence.
Right. Now, you can say that it was justified or however you want to look at it, okay? But at the same time, that is kind of stupid, right? And he filmed it all like a dumbass.
I'm going to ask you one thing, MC. If he happened to be your hypothetical son, would one of the first statements be, "Are you on something?"
No, my statement would be, "You're a dumbass." That would be my first statement out of my mouth. What kind of a dumbass thing did you
actually
do?
MC? I think the first response MC would have would be at the end of his boot on his son's ass.
I didn't say I wouldn't be kicking him while I did it. You know,
all I see right now is Red Foreman.
Dumbass.
I see Red Foreman. You dumbass.
I'm sorry, as much as I like MC, he is not Red Foreman.
I'm not even sure who Red Foreman is.
That
He's
70s.
from that
70s
70s
show.
show.
Oh,
I'll send you a link. It will make sense.
okay.
But
You see,
no,
the difference
I
is
didn't mean to
why-
derail it off on the Andy. I just wanted to make a cheap joke at his
No,
expense.
the reason MC doesn't know what the 70s show is because while we were watching it, he was invading. Sorry, he was liberating Iraq.
Yeah, spreading that freedom.
No, invading makes more sense.
We did give them freedom. They tossed it away.
Oh, bloody hell. We're going into Iraq now? No, we're not.
I mean, like, you did this great thing. You even went over there and taught all the bad guys how to fight your own forces. So that's well done.
That's not exactly what happened.
Wait,
It is a lot of what happened, let's be honest.
wait a minute. The British helped, right? So does that mean we double penetrated Iraq? We fucked it. That's for damn sure.
Will you stop raping the Mideast?
Well, they're raping Europe, so it's, they deserve it.
They were invited in.
Turnabout's fair play.
Oh, God. Why is there so much bullshit in the world?
Because
I
not
don't
enough
know,
people
man.
get fucking shot.
Hey, calm your Irish ass down.
Come on, don't pull a Warski.
I'm just saying, we should never have destroyed the Albans.
Memes. If
I was
you
talking
start
about
lighting
Tony
your
Baker.
nipples on fire, you're done, dude.
Well, I mean, we
can't
can always
have that.
is it wrong that when I heard Notre Dame was on fire, I thought it was a university?
No. They actually put an official statement saying we are not on fire. It's the other Notre Dame.
No, for real. I was like, oh shit, why is Notre Dame on fire? And then I'm like, oh,
Those were my
it's
first
Cathedral.
thoughts
Fuck
as
it.
well.
I'll be honest. That was the first thought that came to
Yeah,
mind.
that's the first thing that I.
Well,
Fucking hell.
this is going to show you how much of a nerd I am. The first thought that came into my head was Rudy.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
So
the
your
movie-
first thought was
the movie.
Rudy was he got on the campus and he just started lighting fires everywhere. All
Oh my God.
four of
He
it.
needed proper mental
You know,
help.
hey, I don't applaud the loss of the tower and all that stuff over there at all. But I did share a meme with the dragon from Game of Thrones. HBO went all out on their promotion this year.
Ooh.
I had to share that.
The youth of the day. Again, we need more ovens.
Would we have had, hold on. Would we have had a civil war if social media was as present during 9/11?
What?
Over
What?
No, because Mad knows what I was referencing. The sheer fact that, all right, a terrible tragedy happened with Notre Dame. He posted a meme with a dragon roasting the spire. I just followed the neural pathways, and I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, okay, so 9/11 happened. Everybody was in shock. 2 hours later, it's lunchtime. We're cracking jokes. Can you imagine social media at that time? I see what memes is saying here. I was in high school when that shit happened, all right?
Like if people were memeing 9/11 as it happened.
Like, yeah. know,
People are terrible.
I think that the kids would have gotten their asses kicked.
I mean, I think it would have happened regardless.
It also was a different. No, I'm just running through reality.
Like, weren't they memeing Notre Dame when it was like actively like ablaze, right?
It's the internet.
Yeah, I mean, it's the internet.
Yeah, but I
We're
think
all
that
terrible fucking people on the internet.
I think
humans are gonna human.
I think that people would probably have beaten their ass. Kids that did,
Yeah.
their parents would have found out about it and they'd have got their ass beat.
I don't think so.
Joshua says, "Aim, aim, aim."
Oh God.
Well, you lot should have seen the gigantic ass list of fucking jokes that came out 5 minutes after Amy Winehouse copped it.
Holy shit, dude! I thought you were gonna say y'all, with your accent. Y'all should have seen that big ass drop bear that fucking came at me 20 minutes ago.
Wow, that was totally the worst Australian accent I've ever heard.
I know. It's the night of the bad accents. That's right.
At least he didn't do the one that sounds more like a New Zealand accent. Jesus Christ!
Oh, I thought it was going to be a lot more.
Crocodile
I thought that was the
hunter
New
thing.
Zealand one.
He was from New Zealand. Oh, and Mad, you should stop being racist against Farty. It's not nice.
Racist?
Oh God.
Farty,
You're appropriating a poor Australian accent.
Yeah, stop appropriating my culture.
Wait, I have to send back the kangaroo you sent me? Son of a bitch.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Kangaroos are tasty.
Yeah,
They are.
that
Kangaroos
big back.
Why don't they have
shit
sea kangaroos? They have sea monkeys.
Did you hear about that shit a few years ago? McDonald's got caught with like kangaroo meat in their fucking hamburgers, or was that in
Australia?
I thought
In
they actually did that
Australia,
as the proper promotion.
Yeah.
You do pay extra for kangaroo meat. It's not as they don't fart as much as cows, or at least
You pay extra for kangaroo meat? It looks like it'd be stringy. You see how
Kangaroo
much
is
muscle
delicious,
they have?
though.
No, actually, the large majority of the time you get kangaroo meat, it's actually pet food.
Well, no, and it looks like it'd be like tough and stringy. Like, you seen the muscles on these bastards?
Yeah, it is really gamey.
it's probably kind of like rabbit.
Yeah.
I've never had rabbit, actually.
It's
We
sweet.
went from the Mueller investigation to rabbit stew.
Well, Easter is on Sunday.
So we're
Praise God,
increasing
Jesus.
the tenor of the conversation then.
This is
I
true.
actually want to
Food
go
brings
back
people
to the
together.
idea of starting a civil war.
Oh,
No,
Okay,
that was
so-
the idea that I had entertained. I should stop speaking.
So
Yes.
tomorrow,
Me and you should get together and come up with that plan.
so over in the States, are they closing all the bottle shops tomorrow because of some other cunt's imaginary friend or what?
What?
Okay, sorry, I'll have to Americanize it. Are they closing all the liquor stores because of Easter?
No.
No, we
Fuck
don't.
it, I'm
we
moving
don't-
it.
why would they close the fucking liquor stores?
Well,
Because they
some states
fucking do out here.
have state-run liquor stores like we do in Virginia. But if you
Man,
don't have a
isn't
state-run liquor
Easter-
store,
Isn't Easter Sunday?
yes, I
Yeah.
just said that. And 420 is Saturday, so prepare.
Yeah, I'm
prepare your anuses, guys.
I'm conserving my weed for 420. But yeah.
Wait. I think liquor stores here in Massachusetts, I think during my lifetime, they used to be closed on Sundays.
Yeah, we
Well,
were a dry county on Sundays, and then
Yeah, so
our,
all of Oregon was until 7 years ago, and they changed it. And now they're open on Sundays.
the Democratic governor or senator or whoever, I can't remember. This was
I
3
just
years
want
ago.
to point out to the people the politicians in Oregon. You see what happens when you allow drink to be bought on Sunday. The Mod Dodge Productions.
You're welcome.
Are you tired of living in a clown world, Farty?
Oh, that's the new Nazis, aren't they? Clowns.
This is the kind of ridiculousness that they put inside of this freaking report. This was intended just to be a hit piece, is really what it was.
What,
Actually,
the clown world? They wrote that in there?
no.
With regards
I've got a
to
good
this,
for you. No, I've got a good one for you. I saw it today on Twitter, and it was from some left wing magazine. But apparently, the newest white supremacy signal is, the Vulcan
Honk,
greeting.
honk?
The Vulcan greeting is now a white supremacy.
Yes, because when you make the Vulcan greeting, you make a W.
You make a V. How's that a W?
It's a W.
Hold on, I'm
It's a
trying to
double
do it.
V.
I can't do it. So I can't do it. My
You
fingers.
see, MC, you're not counting the thumb.
Good God.
Wait, hold on. Is Nanu Nanu still good?
Nope.
No.
Why is a W important?
We can
White
only see a
power.
little bit of your hand, Mod. Move it over a bit.
Wait, they don't like
There
Amy
you go.
Winehouse?
See, W.
Yeah, Winehouse.
Yeah, I was holding it before I turned the mic on. I was like, what's he talking about? So it was hard to keep the position there. But yeah, you see what he's saying. I don't know. Like, I guess it's kind of a W.
Everything is racist and white supremacist. I don't give a fuck.
Well, eventually, maybe.
Who cares? Who the fuck cares what these fucking
Hey,
people have to
Maddie.
think? No one. They're not worth a damn.
Yeah, everybody. Mad Woman Muses is in the chat. Go check out her channel. She does good short little snippets of news, and then she does her coffee thing in the morning. I'm never up that early.
No, you're not. You are up that early in the morning. You just tend to go to bed around that time.
I was gonna make a really awesome joke, but then it wasn't gonna be awesome. It was just gonna be terrible. Never mind. MC, you're reading, right? You're reading?
I was reading.
You understand what I mean? Do you understand what I mean with this fucking thing?
Yeah, no, I do. And
You have to have 12 people beside you, like, especially on the appointment orders. Those are fun to read.
Why?
Well, this thing is.
I don't understand this thing.
Because,
No, I mean,
unfortunately- go ahead.
Here, let's read. Let me read an act. In analyzing the president's conduct toward Flynn, Manafort, and redacted, the following evidence is relevant to the element of obstruction of justice: the obstructive act. The president's actions toward witnesses in a special counsel's investigation would qualify as obstructive if he had the natural tendency. Now, what the hell does that mean, right?
exactly.
To prevent particular witnesses from testifying truthfully or otherwise would have the probable effect of influencing, delaying, or preventing their testimony to law enforcement. With regard to Flynn, the president sent private and public messages to Flynn, encouraging him to stay strong, and that the president still cared about him. So
well, that's
what?
why I said it sounds like, not it
Right.
is.
Before he began cooperating with the government, when Flynn's attorneys withdrew him from the joint defense agreement with the president, signaling that Flynn was potentially cooperating with the government, the president's personal counsel initially reminded Flynn's counsel of the president's warm feelings toward Flynn, and that still remained.
I can
read the 80 more pages after that too.
Right.
No, I can narrow that.
But when Flynn's counsel reiterated that Flynn could no longer share information under the joint defense agreement, the president's personal counsel stated that the decision would be interpreted as reflecting Flynn's hostility toward the president. That sequence of events could have had the potential to affect Flynn's decision to cooperate, as well as the extent of cooperation.
I can narrow that entire paragraph or page down to 3 words: if, might, maybe.
Right. The sequence could have been potentially affected it, as well as the extent of the cooperation. Because of privilege issues, however, we could not determine whether the president was personally involved in or knew about the specific message his counsel delivered to Flynn's counsel.
That's why there needs to be 3 other fucking people doing
It's ridiculous.
I agree with you.
Wait. No, stop. Wait a minute. After all that bullshit, we can't prove anything.
Exactly.
Right?
No, you just have to keep reading it.
Well,
that's what they want you to do. They want you to keep reading it, and they want you to read it, believe it, and that's it. You have to actually sit there
that's what they
like
just
an
said right
intelligent
there.
human being.
What they just said is that we cannot connect this to the president. That this is a nothing burger. It's done.
What I heard from MC's preface when we started the statement is, if it was within the scope and course of Donald Trump's character, basically, if Donald Trump is known for being an evil, conniving genius, this could be true, but we were unable to connect that Donald Trump is an evil, conniving genius.
Why do you people keep voting in fucking discount fucking sinister evil people from Bond movies?
There actually are better presidents.
Yeah. W. Now you got fucking Trump.
God
40,
damn it, that was fucking loud.
40, I have to disagree with you there. I'm sorry, but there's no way Donald Trump's smart enough to be a fucking Bond villain.
Well, neither was W, but fucking they still said he was.
No, our current president literally is the guy on the Monopoly box. I've seen it.
I want a real billionaire like Bruce Wayne.
Jesus Christ.
Memes. Does the guy on the Monopoly box have a manacle?
Oh, the
Monocle?
skater Monopoly.
Monocles
are the things you see with manacles. Are the things you change.
What the fuck is a manacle?
Man, and they say us
if you
rednecks are bad.
The handcuff
if you
legs.
want to know the truth of the matter, in the get out of jail free card, he does have one, or go to jail card.
Well, you see, a monocle surety is what memes, catches his, women with.
MC, what page are you on?
Is that how he ended up with so many XXXXX Mrs. Memes?
130. It's 131 of the second section, which is 343 out of 448.
Oh my god. Okay. Because I'm reading the analysis from.
So what page are you on?
111.
Okay.
111. What's the document page? Like 123 out of.
13 out of 107. No, that's not right. 322 out of 448.
322.
Oh my god! A copy of Trump Monopoly is going for $400.
Fuck me, Christ! There's a lot of goddamn pages in this thing.
And there is so much more when you actually go into the footnotes, copy and paste them. That's a lot of fun too.
Yeah, well, Sharadi, they had to justify their existence somehow.
This is what we used to do in pre-law school.
You said three.
You were in pre-law.
320.
Yes, I was.
Is that what you said?
Wow.
I am. Pull up 322 of 448.
Okay.
Fucking Christ.
No, I went to the University of Virginia, and I was in their pre-law program. Graduated with honors for criminal justice, and then my dad lost his job, so I came back home and took over the business.
If you guys are gonna go
aren't you,
step by step through this paper,
Well,
I'm gonna go grab my Ethernet cord and hang myself from the porch.
Go for it.
Wait, so are you in volume 2 of 2?
Dude, I don't even know where the fuck I'm at. MC and I probably have different copies because that's the way the internet works.
No, I think we have the same copy. You're
so.
doing the analysis of analyzing president's efforts to have Sessions recuse himself and regain control of the Russian investigation.
That's exactly where I'm at.
MC's got the NSA version.
Yeah, we need MC's version for real.
What MC doesn't actually realize, if he clicks a certain box, the redacted things are removed.
His privileges are recognized from the computer.
It's all right. He's only limited by boomerness.
They are bitching about Donald Trump's tweets.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
They're saying that his tweet to tweet and his interview on Fox News.
Yeah.
This is just absolute ridiculous.
What number are you on again, Bear Dub?
344.
Wait, his tweets. Wait, isn't Twitter changing though?
If you go into the footnotes at real Donald Trump 10/18 of 17 tweet, and it goes into what tweet it is. There are over. God, let me see how many footnotes there are in numbers.
I'm the host, and my eyes are glossing over.
Well, that's because you're high.
Well, then make it interesting.
That's because you're hot.
How can I make you guys going through footnotes interesting? Okay.
I'm
One
not.
footnote.
We don't have
walked
to go
into
through
another
footnotes.
footnote.
MC asked me where I was, and I told him.
Yeah.
My
Wait,
eyes are
what-
glazing over because I had to
I
chase a dog there
asked.
outside the wire last night at fucking 1
MC
o'clock in
asked
the
me
morning.
something, then
The
you asked
coffee's
me
not working.
where
Oh, your codpiece or your coffee maker?
I'm at.
No, the coffee in general.
Oh,
He
you
was
need
being.
better beans.
All right, here's the problem that they
Cranberry
have.
juice. You know,
I'm at 799 of the footnotes. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at.
hey,
okay?
Mr. Mueller.
Mueller.
Actually, I don't know how to pronounce that motherfucker's name.
Thank
I
you.
was high when I said that, so I don't know how to pronounce his name. It could be
All right.
Mueller, it could be Mueller, it could be my balls. I don't give a shit.
Memes. What's your favorite dragon?
Fucking hell.
Kaiser or the G Dragon, Grand Dragon, Breath of Fire 2?
Bearded
I hope
dragon.
everyone dies in Game
Oh, the
of
Bearded
Thrones.
Dragon is good. I think it's the Kaiser Dragon.
You
Yeah.
shut up.
I hope
bullshit.
everyone dies in Game of Thrones. I hope everyone
Fuck
fucking
off.
dies.
I
John
hope
will
everyone
live.
dies in Game of Thrones too, because
John
I
will
fucking
live,
hate that
so will
show.
Sam. No, you
Wow.
hate it because you have horrible taste.
She went full on balls with that one.
It would
Yeah,
be kind of
well,
cool to
No,
watch the
I
dragon
just
start
fucking
eating
hate that
everybody.
show.
the dragon. Oh, the dragon's
Oh, the
sweet.
dragons are on next episode.
You know, if everybody gets eaten by the dragon, I could actually maybe I'll actually
Hey.
watch it.
Hey,
I actually like my
Hey.
favorite character from Game of Thrones is Arya Stark. I like her.
we watch it. We watch it on Rabbit together and do the reaction stream.
You know
on
what? The
Sundays.
only reason I would ever watch it is to see everybody die.
I like the wolf.
And
Well, yeah, you're
George
a
R.R.
nature, and I think you
George
would
R.R.
break against the
Martin likes
flow
to
of the
watch
stream.
people die.
If the wolves get a
so-
few of them too, while the dragons are eating them, in general, that'd be
I'm
okay.
cool
I
with
could
that.
watch it.
No, if Ghost
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
show up this season, I'm gonna have a shit fit.
George
Um,
R.R.
kind of,
Martin
yeah.
likes killing people, so I might actually watch it with you.
Oh no. I'm kidding. No, but no, the last Sunday we got over 1.1k views. It was a great stream.
Wow.
We're gonna do it again this Sunday. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Good for
I know,
you.
right?
Wow. Wow.
Game of Thrones. Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck you
Make sure
and
to
your
put that
Game of
into your-
Thrones.
Make sure to put that in your tag.
Topic, timeliness, and relevancy. It's amazing.
It's a stupid fucking show, and you know it.
It is not. It is the best
No.
show ever made.
No, it wasn't.
Well, okay, MASH
I don't think it's the best
is pretty
show ever
damn
made.
good.
Okay, come on.
MASH is pretty
Breaking
fucking
Bad's pretty
No,
excellent.
MASH is
Oh,
amazing.
Breaking
Bad
Bad?
is pretty good.
Breaking Bad is the
Yeah.
best ending to any TV show I've ever
Yeah,
seen.
Do
that
you
was
remember
pretty
the
damn good.
ATM? Oh, I can't forget ever the ATM when she shoves it on the dude's head, and I'm just like, me and my buddy were sitting there drinking a beer, watching it. We're like, what the fuck just happened?
Okay, when he throws the
Yeah,
pizza on
he's
the roof, though, I mean,
And he's bitching at her, and then she just shoves the ATM on the fucking other, tweaker, and squish. And we're like, oh snap!
Oh,
Or when Heisenberg goes in there and he sees the chick ODing, and he turns around and just walks out. Damn,
that
dude.
shit was awesome.
It's like, you don't believe me. All of a sudden, he just takes a rock of what the dude thinks is meth, throws it, explodes. It's like, this entire bag. It's like, you crazy man.
Yeah, no, and he's selling fucking meth and having the DEA over, for barbecues.
No. Is it wrong that the reason why I thought Andy Worski was so popular all along? Because I saw it, I'm like, Jesse Pinkman has a
The
YouTube
only
channel.
reason Andy Worski was ever popular was because of Chris.
Who's
It's because he had a
the-
fucking Asian.
You know,
His brother.
Tonka's gonna fight Andy Worski again, right, you guys?
He is.
That's what I heard today.
again?
But that's from Tonka, so
He's going to fight him again, huh?
I I guess. I don't know.
Is he going to tongue him again? Is that what it is? I'm going to lash you once more with my rapier wet.
Dude, he drug a lot of people the other day. He drugged me even. I'm like, okay. I learned a lot about myself.
Doesn't that
Josh
mean though that
Janice
Tonka's
said,
got to get out of his mobility
congratulations on
scooter?
the viewer numbers, bro. That's surprising.
Yeah, no, it was a great stream. I was actually kind of there was like 40 or 50 people in there at once, and I'm like, holy shit, the chat's whizzing by. I'm trying to carry on the conversation. It was kind of a little difficult. Couldn't imagine like 200 or 300 people in at once.
Well, then maybe you need somebody who can actually pay attention to your fucking chat.
Yeah, that would be Jensen. He's been sick. Give the guy a break. All right. He's done a lot. Give him a break. But no, and Andy Worski, whatever. That shit was fucked. I don't necessarily think that other dude should have been arrested, but whatever. It doesn't matter what I think.
Oh god, that's such bullshit. All of that is just bullshit. That in real life streaming, you got to have some kind of drama.
Well,
So
no, and like, well, no, and I'm getting a new phone. It'll be here Monday, I think.
It's gonna be a Samsung S5, you guys.
No. I'm getting the S9 Plus. It's last year's top of the
So
line.
he's gonna be doing what Andy Worski's gonna be doing.
No,
Oh my
no, I was
God.
thinking about I was thinking about going fishing or whatever, and just having it set on the river and just doing a stream with a headset.
Now
That'd be
that
cool.
makes me want to kill myself.
Is it?
Why?
You gonna,
What's wrong with fishing?
is
No,
your
there's
ringtone going to be woof?
You don't like fishing?
There's nothing wrong with fishing. I live on the beach.
May I
But
remind
watching-
you guys that
but
Jeremy
watching
from
people
Bordering
Yeah.
had a
boring.
YouTube channel with over 100,000 subscribers that just dealt with like claw games.
To be
People are
honest,
stupid.
reading this, I can say this right now: the redactions that they have in here they're obvious what they're referring to.
Oh yeah.
All right, and it has nothing to do with Trump. It has everything to do with people like Roger Stone, and Cohen, etc.
It's gonna make you like want to throw up after reading it for a while.
So
If you haven't read something that long
this thing is a
in legalese, yeah,
this
you're gonna want to
thing is
throw up.
it's just an attempt to sit up there and we don't know.
We
know.
might know,
Oh, God.
and then we're gonna put in these 12 footnotes that
Yeah.
might cite the source of what we might know, but I don't know. That's what it's doing. That's with most trials and court cases, like really important court cases. They do that. I don't understand. I don't get it. That's probably why I shouldn't have been an attorney.
So what do you get when you have 10,000 lawyers chained together at the bottom of the ocean?
Good time. Tell me.
A good start.
Oh, I was gonna say a bankrupt Atlantis.
Hey, now, as long as my buddy Candid isn't one of those lawyers, and shout out to her. I saw on Twitter she wrapped up her classes yesterday, and now is just, I think, the bar exam. So
What state
good
is she in?
job. She
Pennsylvania, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what
Kentucky. I think it's Kentucky. Yeah.
I don't know if that's the bar she's going to sit for, though. See, that's the question.
Well, Virginia has the hardest bar besides Michigan in this country.
I told her
Michiganistan can
I told her I'd
fuck
be
right
her
off.
beat.
I don't know why Michigan has I don't know, but Virginia is like #1 for the hardest bar.
Michigan State and Michigan University were known for lawyers at one point in time in our history.
Well, she had told me that there's a multi-state bar exam, and I think that's the one she's going to take, so we can practice in like 4 or 5 different states. So, no, I just wanted to give a shout out. Good job. You know how much hard work that fucking probably was? I've never done it. I mean, fucking A. Shout out to her. Good job.
She had a lot of trouble, especially with the shit that's been going on around her college.
Yeah, no, and we'll keep that, she said that in Discord. That's nothing we need to talk about, but good job. If you see this, I don't know if you're in the chat or not, but fucking A. Awesome. Anyway, though,
lawyers like the cops around here. They're beyond fucking useless.
Well, no, and Farty,
Well,
I saw that video you shared in Discord last night. The crazy drivers. Some of those weren't really cutting people off, though. There was enough distance there.
Yeah, but you got to remember that's a B double, not your normal semi trailer. He's got an extra
This
trailer
thing is
on that
making
thing.
my fucking head hurt.
Oh, he does have an extra trailer. It's
Yeah.
All right.
He's 3 vehicles long.
Okay, I see what you're saying. So it's all right. I got you.
So MC, as far as you know, like according to the Mueller report, are we going to arrest the president?
No.
No, we're not going to arrest the fucking president.
No. The big thing now, though, is the it looks as if at some point in time, if Julian Assange is ever extradited to the United States, it's very possible that he will be pulled in front of Congress to testify.
Maddie, have you read this yet?
Oh, I bet she has. I don't know if she's still in the chat, but I bet you she has read it because this is her
I
thing.
did,
too.
but not because you told me to.
I think that's a reference to tweeting out this stream, which obviously everyone here has done as well.
Yeah, no, and thank you, Mox Rocks. And good to see you.
Jesus, I have been ranting at it. Well, I was gonna send you the link if you haven't seen it yet.
But all right. So, what else is there to talk about? There's some flooding here in Oregon. Some property damage. The Willamette River flooded a whole area. They had to actually divert traffic around and stuff. It was in the 100-year floodplains, so it is expected. Especially down in the Willamette Valley.
Yeah, that's what I was just ranting at. It makes my fucking head hurt.
What, flooding? Yeah? No? All right.
What?
But
I wasn't even. I was talking to Maddie, not you.
I know you. That's why there's a mute button.
How dare you point out the functions of Hangouts?
Yeah, I'll stop being a dick.
Oh, you can be a dick all you want. Doesn't mean I can't be a bitch.
Well,
wait, isn't that the Sargon paradox?
Hey, memes, I wouldn't even rape you.
Okay.
No, that's a segue right into Sargon gets investigated for a tweet he did how many years ago?
Hey, Maddie, why don't you come in here?
That he wouldn't even rape her. This is a political fucking stunt, right? I mean, come on. We all knew about this tweet.
No. What was it for that? Well, Jess Phillips, I believe, on TV, she just kind of dismissed and said she didn't really care. But was it for that one or when he did it to Dr. Winters? Because I believe he did do that before his most recent Backwoodsman or whatever Twitter account was banned.
Hmm.
No, it's ridiculous. Sorry, my daughter came in and was asking me a question. But no, like seriously, this tweet was put out forever ago. It was already a freaking thing, and now they're doing it because he was running for a position in the European Parliament. That's what it's about.
Why wouldn't you write memes?
No, she wasn't inside. It's 80 degrees out. They were outside. They're outside playing. Matter of fact, go back outside and play. I don't care. Get some water. Go outside and play.
Go outside where it's hot.
Oh, it's 80. It's not hot.
Stop it!
Oh, hey.
Oh, gotta
You
love
listen
kids.
to your progeny.
You're not cold, meme. That's her version of shut the fuck up memes.
Yeah, to you. Oh, wait, was she talking to me?
Yeah.
No, and she came back. I had myself muted, but she said she's going to keep an eye on you, memes.
Wow.
Watch out, dude. Watch out. Yeah. You got Zeta coming after you.
Why are there so
Is
many
that the
smart
one
kids
with
on the
my
internet?
name?
Yeah.
Wait, I like
Yeah,
Xena.
memes, you're fucked.
Wait.
No. That's the one with my name.
I'm confused.
So you're fucked.
Wait, we're talking about Lucy Lawless, right?
No, honey.
I'm not as happy anymore.
Yeah, but this is not. Good God, the whole first 64 pages are nothing but stupidity.
Yeah.
They're absolutely meaningless.
So well, I just want to bring up one thing to Wolfshot real quick. So again, I haven't read any of this yet, but I'm just going based upon like YouTube video headlines. So as far as I can pretty much see from Donald Trump and kind of more conservative folks, they're like, no meddling, no collusion, and that thing. And then from like the more of the leftish side, the David Pakman, it's like Trump, it's like massive this and that, but they put some things in quotes and then they follow with other words, and I'm like, oh, that seems kind of political.
The way they're reading the narrative. They tried to make this into a narrative of collusion, on collusion specifically, and then they come back with the analysis and they say we can't prove any of it. And that's where all this is. This is so what'll happen is that the Democrats will read this and they'll read the narrative and they'll say this was the report, but they won't tell them that the analysis says this wasn't an accurate, that their narrative can't be proven, that their narrative can't be substantiated.
Yeah, because they know most people fucking lose interest and stop reading halfway through it before they actually get to the fucking thing. Like get to the end.
Well, I thought like a lot of presidential debates, the majority of folks typically watch the first 15, 20 minutes, and then if something better's on, they just kind of change the channel.
Speaking of
Memes,
which,
you
I
brought
put
up 50 splinters.
Who?
Yeah,
You pissed a bunch of people off.
Well, I like Dr. Winters.
anyway, speaking of which, fucking I put a link up to a better Mueller report up in the side chat. Suggest you watched after this.
So MC, are you going to give us a summary in the morning?
A summary? Yeah, the summary was I've already given the summary, which is basically there's absolutely nothing really new in here aside from their attempts to prove that the conversations Trump were having were somehow obstruction of justice, because he had talks about firing Mueller, because he told Sessions he was an asshole. You know,
But-
I mean, that's what this whole thing is.
But that seems
Wait.
like well within the scope and course of how Donald Trump acts.
Wait
Okay.
a minute. Wait a minute.
Mhm.
Public service announcement. The Keebler Elf, also known as Jeff Sessions, is in fact a fucking asshole.
Okay.
Oh, you're going to see it was a furry.
Maddie says it reads as if a lawyer wrote stereo instructions.
It does read a lot like that. That's true too.
Is it like that, or is it like programming a VCR?
No, I'm sorry. I didn't like Jeff Sessions from the fucking beginning. Ask him to see. Me and him actually argued about him, and I turned out to be right. He wasn't in Donald Trump's best interest. He never fucking was. I won that argument, MC.
No, you were right. He wasn't doing it, but then again, he doesn't have to be in Trump's best interest. It has to be in the nation's best interest, and it's obvious that none of this is in the nation's best interest.
She goes on to say it's bacon double nothing burger with air lettuce and invisible ketchup. A total waste of time and money.
There could be.
Sounds delicious.
Everything is a waste of money, really.
Well, no, and I would like everybody to notice right now, 4/18/2019, 4:59 p.m. on the West Coast, MC admits for once
I can't
Mad Dodge was right.
fucking upload it to the Discord. Sorry.
The
can't
PDF,
upload what?
you can't.
Yeah, it's too big. It's
Yeah.
too big.
It's 136 megabytes, and there's no pictures.
If you have a like OneDrive or something
Yeah, I
that
got a Google Drive.
Well,
is open, then you can give a link to that in DMs to people. But that's all I would do if I was you. I mean, I'll check it out if you want.
You could also find the report. Just go on to
Just Google it. Honestly, Google it.
there.
the DOJ Mueller report, and you'll be able to pull it up.
I just put the fucking Mueller report in your general and in
The link for it.
your top chat.
The link is in the chat below. All right, and we're at 8 o'clock East Coast. I believe that's 5 o'clock West Coast, and I believe the cream stream is coming up next.
It is. I forgot about that. Thank you, memes, for reminding me. Go support Irate Prostate and go check out his fucking show. We're gonna wrap up right here. That way we don't even overlap at all. Go check him out, guys. Head over there. Tell him Mad Dog sent you. Take it easy. Good night. Good luck. And hey, France, I hope you rebuild Notre Dame correctly. And you don't mess it up.
Don't
and
fuck
my
it
daughter
up.
says goodbye. But please don't fuck it up. All right? And I'll stop making fun of you guys if you rebuild it correctly.
No, you won't.
You guys heard it here, right? But I'll try. Okay? I will attempt. Good night, everybody.
See you, bye.